What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Neko Darius, and we are back playing NASCAR Thunder 2004, and it is officially race number 27, which means we are around or under 10 races to go left in our rookie campaign. And I know it's been a slow burn. I get it. I know what you guys want. You guys want a little bit more extra content. So today we're going to roll two things into one. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the quick rundown. We got to go to New Hampshire, and you guys already know, based on last episode, if I see Rusty Wallace, it's on like popcorn. But that's not all. Looking back at the standings, currently right now, we do have a very, very tight points lead between Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Gordon. Those are your top four points runners. Technically, Jeff Gordon can get to the lead with a very solid finish, but it would also require Mark Martin and Tony Stewart to have some kind of trouble. He's outside on the bubble, but he's really close. Ricky Rudd is in the top 5. Dale Jarrett, Ryan Newman, Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson, and Bobby Labonte in your top 10. As you guys know, I'm currently trying to beat the living daylights out of Rusty Wallace in this. So if I can limit him on gaining points, that's all the merrier for me, because he cost me a position. I was 16th before he decided to wreck me at Darlington. So I'm 17th, and I'm still 17th, even after all this time. I want to get back to where I was, and maybe even into the top 15. I was so close. But Rusty, I'm not done with you yet. But anyways, we're 17th in the standings. It's a lot that we got to go over. So I'm going to try my best to kind of speed this up for you guys. So right now, we're looking at repairing all of our equipment. Okay, that needs to be repaired coming into New Hampshire. Easy, done, and everything else. At the end of this episode, I'm going to ask you guys to help me pick my new sponsors for the series. As it stands right now, this is my last race with Food City, last race with Nikon, last race with NASCAR.com, NASCAR Thunder, and as well as Pontiac on the car. So I'm gonna need your help to help me determine what our next sponsors will be, which means comments. I'm looking at y'all. I need y'all's assistance, but we won't know what we got until after we go to New Hampshire. So without further ado, let's get ready to go to New Hampshire. First things first, let's pick our car. Now going to New Hampshire, I know, well, hold up. 1 second. I almost forgot. After New Hampshire comes a very unique slate of races. So we got the Speedway at New Hampshire, then we go to Dover, then we got the Talladega Super Speedway race. I want to use really good equipment for the Speedways, and then we can kind of, take our best for the Super Speedway at Talladega. And considering we got some stuff in repair, we're going to have at least 4 cars to work with. So the goal is that we're going to kind of go in there with more tire grip than before for New Hampshire. I think last time we struggled with grip, and that really hurt us overall, especially considering we didn't run all that well. It was a late race charge that kind of helped us get up there. So we're going to choose chassis number 3. And then in terms of the engine, I don't really need a lot of power. We need something that's a little bit more efficient. So that would be engine number 2. And then in terms of the car body, we do need downforce, but with the downforce and the drafting capabilities of body number 4, it doesn't make sense for me to go ahead and use that, especially with Talladega kind of coming up in the future. So rather than burn that body, I think we're going to go ahead and go with body number 1, which gives me just a little bit extra downforce than body number 3 does, giving us a car rating of 62. Now, with all that in mind, let's head to New Hampshire. It's about that time, right? All right, here we go with qualifying. I don't know if this will make sense for a lot of you guys, but I am driving off the right rear tire in turn number 1. It is a really weird feeling.
We'll start in the top half of the field. Not too bad.
14th ain't bad. We'll take it. Let's go on to the race.
Welcome to New Hampshire International Speedway in Loudon for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Sylvania 300. What can we expect to see today, Barney?
This is a tough track for a lot of drivers. These long straights allow the cars to build up a lot of speed before some hard braking going into the flat corners.
The 53 car has been getting into it heavily on the track with the 22 car.
Quite honestly, I think his driving has gotten a little out of control. It's one thing to be out there driving aggressively and fighting for position, but he's gone over the line as of late.
Hermie Sadler would like to break this run of bad luck he's been having at the speedways.
Yeah, I really feel bad for those guys this season. They come to these tracks and work so hard, but they just never seem to get the car exactly right.
Greg Biffle won the Ray Bestis Rookie of the Year award in the NASCAR Busch Series in 2001. He started all 33 races that year and posted 5 wins.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Look who's ahead of us. Excuse me, Robbie Gordon.
The 31 car is inside. Hold it steady. 3 wide.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It looks like the car feels a lot better. I made a small change to the setup between now and qualifying. Best decision I think I've made. I no longer feel like I'm driving off the right rear corner. But you guys already know who I'm looking at. Jeff Gordon sitting here trying to drive through my car. Thanks, man.
Okay, we're clear.
All right, so it feels like now coming off the corners, the car wants to spin, and I can't get up there to the 2 car.
Got one eye.
No matter what I'm doing, I can't seem to pull this gap in, and they're pulling away from me. Ah, this is frustrating. Should I cause a caution
Car is up high.
with one of the guys behind me? Make a new rival in the process. But then I can still get a chance at Rusty.
28 core.
That one was off the pace. Stay focused, buddy. Come on, buddy. We're 6 seconds back. Let's get up there.
3 wide. Hold that line.
Bro, it is 5 wide.
3 wide.
Easy on the bumping, buddy. He's been talking about you on the radio.
Ah, I tried to cause a caution.
Car, man.
We draw back a
Oh no, that's another rookie contender. Like I made a small change to the setup, but the car feels like it is atrociously trying to drive off the right rear. I love how my crew chief he's asking me like, what's the problem? What's the problem? You know, our time is off, yada yada yada. And I'm like, you don't see this?
He's pretty much had it with you.
I'm pretty sure this show was like broadcast on Fox back then. So it's like
Come on, you can do it.
you should see it. I'm probably sure that they've run like 5 different storylines about me by now because of my rivalry with Rusty Wallace, my rivalry with the 22, my new rivalry with the 40, you know, the fact that we're in the Rookie of the Year battle as a new team, solo car operation, no big sponsor money. It's a lot. It's a lot of different storylines. I say all that to say that basically my teammate should, or my team should know what's wrong with the car.
car. Down low.
They should see it on the TV.
Let's go after it. Clear on both sides.
If he
I'm literally racing against Kyle Petty right now. Yeah, we don't got a car for this.
Got one down low.
I think he's trying to send a message, buddy.
Okay, we lost a spot. Clear on both sides. 29.
Let it go. Ward Burton is not the person I want to wreck right about now. We've got bigger issues,
You're clear.
like a car that just wants to drive off the right rear. I've got Joe Nemechek to deal with.
You're still there. Keep digging. You gained another position with that pass.
That was Kenny Wallace I got into. It's Jeff Green.
Off high.
Don't bang it up too fast. Yellow flag is out on the front stretch. We have trouble here on the main straight. As an accident is
I did not know Joe Nemechek was there.
out. Yellow is out.
29. 86.
I legitimately did not know Joe Nemechek was there.
We're slipping a little on the clock.
Probably for the best. All right, bring it down pit road. Fix this thing. This is a bad car. What are the guys at my shop building me? Absolute garbage? Okay. No big deal.
After all that exciting racing on the track, the crews now get their chance.
Let's.
And pit stops have begun.
I mean, I don't want to tighten it, but then again, the car needs to be tight.
This is a chance to make adjustments and get back into the race.
The car is bad. It's bad. I loosened it by half a round. I qualified with no rounds of wedge in, and the car was okay-ish. It was just driving off the right rear. But now I'm inclined to put like a full round of wedge in to tighten the car back up, because whatever the heck this car is running, it's not running well. And of course we have an issue on pit road. No big deal. Pit crew is going to pit crew, and our car is bad, and we can't even exact our revenge today. It's just going downhill for us, isn't it?
A few cars stayed out under the yellow.
Oh, and then we had parts of the field actually come down pit road, which included the 22 car. And we're 40th. Wow. What was that? Why is Kevin LePage all over me like this man is about to go to the front?
Now, still 7 seconds off the lead.
You know what they say, pal. Rubbin's racing. All clear.
Screw you, Kevin LePage. Get out of my way. Get out of my way, Mike Skinner. Going a full round in on wedge actually helped the car.
27.83.
Awesome lap.
And with us being halfway through, we've got a car that can make up some spots. But that's it.
Climb high.
Our car was bad at New Hampshire last time, and I was hoping that it was going to get better. It doesn't seem like it's gotten better. It actually seems like it's gotten worse.
Stay alert.
Excuse me, Greg Biffle. You're in the way. Greg, you're in the way.
Okay, we lost a spot. Clear all around. Number 16, up high. Everything okay with the car? You're clear.
I'm literally battling for 37th. That's how bad this car is.
28.43.
Whoa, that was a quick lap. We're about 10 seconds off the leader. Hit your marks and be smooth.
We absolutely do not have a car to compete. This thing is like trying to mow grandma's lawn with the worst lawnmower you could ever find.
I want to see more of those laps. Good job.
3 wide. Hold that line.
Greg Biffle, new rival.
We don't want him getting beside us.
Oh, look, it's the green. It's David Green. Wonder how that reject is doing these days.
Climb high.
Haven't seen Jeff and or David Green most of the time since the last time we were here.
He's still there.
So that kind of fizzled out. You know, last time I felt like I was Superman.
On your mirror.
This time it feels like this car is definitely not trying to be a Superman. We made up a ton of spots last time, but we were also like in the final 10 laps, but still.
28.10.
Good lap.
Car high. Remember that one, driver 25.
Looking good out there.
Joe named Chick, you'll be fine. Get out of my way.
Halfway
Leave me alone, Jeff Green.
Number 11, up high.
We got cars coming down pit road, and I need to know which cars are coming down pit road.
It's okay.
I'm sure I did. He'll be fine.
Okay, we're clear.
The greens, they're not gonna run anywhere near me. Anybody know where I can find Rusty Wallace? Oh, hey, Robbie Gordon, why are you blocking?
That was a great lap, buddy. Just 5 to go.
Don't be surprised if he pays you back for that.
Might be tough.
This car is atrocious. I can't get the car to turn. I know I tightened it up, but like, oh my gosh, this is worse.
The 01 car is coming right.
He's been talking about you on the radio.
You're clear.
Like, I'm not trying to slide up into these people. I'm literally got the wheel full lock left. I've got my analog stick pulled as far left as you could put, as humanly possible. And the game is like, yeah, you want to go straight, right? No, I want to go left. I want to turn. Well, the good news is
He may try to pay you back.
we've got a few laps to go. The bad news is we qualified 14th and it looks like we're going to be 25th.
28.72.
That one was quick. Let's do it again.
Car down low. Clear on both sides.
Yikes.
We drop back a spot. right, let's push it. Number 01, up high. That bump didn't hurt us. Car's okay.
I think he's trying to send a message, buddy. Be careful, fuel's getting low.
Clear.
Jeff Green, we're running back here for 26th.
Let's finish
We're running back here for the literal dregs of what is a winner's purse.
Dig it, buddy.
You don't want these problems, man.
starting to tick this guy off.
Kyle Petty, shut up. You'll be fine.
You let him by, he's gonna make things tough on
I am bouncing off of more cars like I'm in a freaking pinball machine than I thought I'd ever do. This is worse than when I ran at Bristol. This is worse than Martinsville. But the good news is that we made it to the last lap. And the better news is that in just a few more corners, we will officially have finished this race and we can go and do something different. We can go somewhere else because this car is not made for New Hampshire and it never was made for New Hampshire. I'm ready to get up out of here. Get me back to the race shop. Thank you. 26th place. We'll take it. Ugh, I hate New Hampshire. God, this is bad.
We usually have more cautions than that, don't we?
Well, I'd say the fans would probably have liked to see more excitement. I'm sure the drivers, on the other hand, were happy about the low number of caution flags.
The 53 car didn't finish where he had hoped, due in part to the damage on his car, I'm sure.
You know, some of these teams have multiple cars, and a race like this won't set them back too far. It's the guys who have only one or two cars that suffer the most. But hey, it'll make you learn to take care of your car in a hurry.
The 53 car will probably be exchanging words in the garage with the 25 car.
Well, when you're out there beating and banging on guys, some feathers are bound to get ruffled. Maybe after some time to cool off, they'll be back to racing with clear heads.
This is Joe Moore for Barney Hall saying thanks for joining us for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race. We'll see you next week at Dover.
Well, we made all of our bonuses. That's about the biggest positive I can tell you guys right now. So Jeff Gordon did wind up winning. Rusty Wallace was second. Dale Jr. was third. Kevin Harvick fourth. Dale Jarrett fifth. Ryan Newman sixth. Tony Stewart seventh. Jimmy Johnson eighth. Mark Martin ninth. And Kurt Busch wound up finishing 10th. That's great. The problem is that Jamie McMurray finished 11th and got 130 total points. I finished back here in 26th and only got 85 points, which means that my lead to him has shrunk, which means I've also lost ground to 16th and 15th. And I am now completely about to pee my pants over this because I now am struggling in a crucial part of the season. It's the final 10 races of the season. We shouldn't be struggling like this right now. And yet here we are struggling. So we still need to take care of the Rusty Wallace problem, and he finished second. So he got away from me this time. I'm not happy about him getting away from me, which means he also got a little bit further ahead in his standings. So I'm not happy about that. Get me back to the shop. We got some things we got to go over, aka sponsorships. I don't like sponsorship time. Help me out, guys. Dear gosh, my car looks ugly without sponsors on it. Okay, anyways, we're back at the shop. Let's go through all the normal post-race things that we always go through. Mark Martin's lead is still pretty tight right now, but Jeff Gordon has went from like 181 points down to 134 points. And Tony Stewart and Kevin Harvick are 1 point away from each other in second and third. Could it be a Mark Martin championship season? Who knows? Rusty Wallace is now 11th in the standings still at 625 back. We have dropped because we were 17th in the standings. We have dropped down to 19th, which means I have been passed by Michael Waltrip and Bill Elliott. That's great. And I am now in danger of losing the points lead to Jamie McMurray in the Rookie of the Year standings. Wow, there's a lot that's been going on. So hopefully you guys are ready for a very frenetic final 10 races. If anything, this is what the chase of the cup basically is for me. I am chasing the Ray Best's Rookie of the Year award against Jamie McMurray, and he is closing in rapidly. But first, let's talk about sponsorships. Final 10 races of the season, we got to deal with sponsors. Why didn't they just sign for the rest of the year? Anyways, here we go. We've got Nikon for 27 races. We've got Food City, and we've got Whitetails. So what they want, Whitetails wants us to finish in 20th place. Food City wants us to average a 15th place finish, and Nikon wants us to average a 20th place finish. Okay, not bad. Food City wants us to have an average start of 15th place. All Pro wants us to have an average start in 20th. And Coca-Cola just wants us to qualify in 15th. That's a pretty good sponsor for Coke. Pontiac wants us to rank 20th in points. Currently, we're above 20th. That would actually be a very easy goal right there. Food City wants us to finish ahead of Ryan Newman. That's going to be tough. And UAW wants us to finish ahead of Johnny Benson. Okay, not bad. In regards to the teams, Food City, NASCAR.com, or Aaron's Rent. And in terms of driver, NASCAR Thunder, Food City, or Safety Clean. So we've got some pretty decent-ish sponsor options, but I'm more or less interested in the primary and, of course, the secondary and maybe the associate. So average finish in 15th or an average finish in 20th. I do not know what we currently have in terms of that small stat. So an average start of 16.8. Not the greatest, so we won't get one of those, but we do have an average start above 20th. So that would be pretty cool. And we have been qualifying really well lately. We just can't finish it out. Average finish of 19.4. So we get the average finish of 20th place standings as well. So we're doing decent in regards to that. So I leave this up to you guys. You guys tell me what you guys want. Nikon would probably be a good idea with us having an average finish of 19th. But with us finishing as well as we have, we're a little too far off from having an average finish in 15th. We needed a lot more or a lot better finishes down the stretch. And I think because I've kind of shut down most of my shop so far, that's what's going to hold us back. The average start issue, I mean, Food City would be good, or even All Pro, or we could even go with Coca-Cola. We've been qualifying really well. We are going to struggle at Talladega, so that might not help with the qualifying. The qualifying 15th place, which means we'd lose out on that $172,000. Or we could just kind of stick with our guns, maybe Food City or even All Pro. Again, I'll leave this up to you guys. We're currently ranking really well, so we definitely would get the Pontiac sponsor. Ryan Newman is a little tougher because Ryan is nowhere near me at any given point in time. That man is gone. And of course, Johnny Benson is sometimes behind me, but he is pretty decent right about this time of the year. So I don't know. It's up to you guys on that. Anyways, you guys got it. We do have a shop edition that has just come up as complete, which is the templates, which means now we can make track specific bodies. So if we were to overhaul anything, we could. And then we can actually make it from generic into what is a track specific body, which could be like a super speedway body, a speedway body, a short track, and even a road course body. So that would put me in a little small bind because that means I've only got one body for each track type. And with speedways being dominant on the series, if I make a speedway body, that's the only body I can use for all the speedway races. And with all the speedway races we have, I probably won't be able to repair that at all. But anyways, we do have that shop edition complete, and we can start eyeing other shop editions, although we only have $880,000 in the banks. So we need new sponsors before we can even talk about making any money. Well, Dover is next, and I didn't get my revenge this time on Rusty Wallace. Maybe next time. If you like today's video, hit the like and subscribe button. It's been real. I'll see you guys next time. Be easy, everybody.